Hello everyone, I am Sanjay Gupta. I welcome you on Skill Horizon Next Gen YouTube channel, and we are having one more session under this Dev Breakdown series, and I have Nikita once again. So welcome Nikita on the platform.
Thank you, sir.
So we started this series with the Agent Force session, and after that I invited lots of industry folks. Then, like we are about to start our Agent Force and Data Cloud training program, so I thought to invite you so that you can share some knowledge about Data Cloud as well with the community, so that if anybody is interested to join that course, so they at least need to know, and those who just want to know about Data Cloud, so they will be having some knowledge with this session. So this is the idea behind this. Okay, so I will just cover a couple of slides before I hand over the platform to you. So if we go to the next slide, so we are Skill Horizon and we are a Trailblazer Workforce Partner, and we do provide training in different modules, which includes Salesforce, Agentforce, Data Cloud, and other tech stacks. So if you want to build your career with the help of Skill Horizon instructors, so you can enroll for those courses. Website is available in front of you. You can visit and just review the courses, and you can enroll for the programs. Okay, I think with this note, I can hand over it to you. So today's topic is data cloud. So uh, yep, so you can start now. Over to you.
All right, thank you very much for having me again. And today we are going to introduce you all with the data cloud, the Salesforce data cloud. Why exactly are we using the data cloud? What's the necessity? How the real life, applications of data cloud happen? So all this realistic approach is going to happen today.
Okay.
So this is the agenda behind what we are going to discuss. You know pretty well about me. My name is Nikita Chandiramani, and I have been taking the sessions quite often now on Skill Horizon. And I think, yeah, that's it. So let's dive into the session and know more about what is Salesforce Data Cloud. So I'm going to brief you about the exam first, the certification thing. So let's go get on to that part, which is we are going to have 60 MCQ questions and about 5 non-score questions. Time that you're going to be having is 105 minutes. The passing score is 62%. The registration fees is $200 plus taxes, and the retake is about $100 plus taxes. This is going to be proctored exam if you're going to take it online and at the testing center, whichever way. So, the way we have been doing these exams, post that, there's no references are going to be allowed at any place. And there are no such prerequisites about this Salesforce Data Cloud. It's pretty independent, but a fundamental knowledge about Salesforce is mandatory. About, if in case you are totally getting into the data consultant, data cloud consultant certification program, so for that you need to have some minimal knowledge of Salesforce. So post that, probably you will be able to get this certification after attaining a certain approach about the data cloud, from the trailhead, from our sessions, and from our presentations, whichever way you would like to go ahead. Now we are going to see the contributions, the percentage. Sorry. So we are going to see the contributions, the percentage contributions of separate sections that we are having in the Data Cloud Consultant certification. So first is Data Cloud Overview, which will brief you about, mainly how are we approaching the Data Cloud and what exactly lies within it. Then Data Cloud Setup and Administration we are going to do, which is going to be 12%. So earlier that was Data Cloud Overview, which contributes to 18% in the certification. Then Data Cloud Setup and Administration is going to contribute about 12% in the examination. Then there's going to be data ingestion, modeling, that is going to be 20%. And then there is identity resolution. So I'm going to brief you about a couple of things today only, so that you have a good idea about why to study data cloud and what to study in it. So identity resolution is going to be of 14%. Then there is segmentation and the insights, 18%. And lastly, we'll act on data, with again 18%. So you can see that the ingestion and modeling has got the major percentage contribution in the whole consultant certification. So this is just a brief about the topics that you're going to study in the data cloud consultant certification. Well, now let us dive into what is data cloud. uh, Let this be the very beginning. However, I would like to take you back to certain things that we have discussed in the AI Associate program, where I was telling you about the data for AI. So it stems from there exactly. We were talking about structured, unstructured, and semi-structured data. Okay, and I also told you about the recommendation engines and how this acting is done. So now, from that, this particular data cloud will teach you how to act, how to actually see how and where exactly that data that you have collected from so many places is going to be harmonized into a certain place. You will see that how the data is merged to create a single unified profile of a certain person, right? And this is a major approach of data cloud, because it just, let's say there's just one person who has logged in from various IDs, right, and various places. So there could be a possibility that we can consider that single person as 5 customers. So it is going to take so many the memory is going to be taking so much, the cloud memory, and the spaces, the storage. Why to actually give a single person so much of storage? For that reason, what we did was that in order to give the businesses a scalability, we, as in, introduced data cloud, where we could see the unified profile which which contains everything about a single customer. And those 5 customers, if we found certain certain common parameter, then judging that person from that particular parameter, we can create a unified profile of that customer. For which we were earlier creating 5 customer profiles, we could just generate a single profile, and then it is going to be updated dynamically. Post that, you can access it from the marketing cloud, sales cloud. So whatever you require from the sales cloud, you can access it from the data cloud. Then in marketing cloud, whatever you require, that all will be instantaneously developed, transformed, right? And you wouldn't have to do a thing about it. Everything is going to be done in the data cloud. And then you can retrieve that data from other clouds, right? So this is going to be the whole approach of data cloud. So now let's see what is there in my presentation also. We've got that Salesforce Data Cloud, which is SDC, is the real time yeah, it's a real-time hyperscale data platform with Salesforce that first ingests the data from multiple sources. Because how is the data cloud formed? It is going to access and ingest the data, means take all the data from various places. And those places would include the CRM, web, mobile, social, and any other external system. Right? From those places, the data cloud is going to access all your information. The second approach, the second thing that is going to happen is to create the customer profiles using the identity resolution. And you will see today the mechanics behind the identity resolution that we are going to discuss to eliminate all the duplicates and merge the fragmented records. Then it also enriches the data, means with all the calculated insights, whatever we find out the insights from that data, we are going to update that particular data with all the enrichments that we will come across. And then that is going to create the engagement scores and everything about it. Post that, we have it activates the data in the real time across Salesforce clouds. As I told you, that when you have unified the customer profile, single customer profile, then after that, it is going to be accessed by other clouds as well. So sales cloud, service cloud, marketing cloud, commerce cloud, and then the external platforms, which are like ads and analytics, AI. So whichever way you would want to access that particular data, you can access from the data cloud itself, right? You don't have to go for a separate storage system to access a particular type of data, right? You can find out the consumer behavior, the customer behavior there and then in the data cloud. So whatever you require, you would get it in the data cloud itself. Lastly, it powers AI and analytics by feeding unified data into Einstein AI or Tableau or predictive models. So that is where you require the data cloud. So I just hope that I've made my point very clear that data cloud is a pool where collection of data happens and wherein we create, or in the data cloud, the creation of unified profile happens. Post that, the insights, the approaches to how the data should be used is done in the data cloud itself, which is the data analytics that is forming the insights from a given data, right?
Yeah, I think it is very clear. So we can have some use cases so that like
Yeah.
folks can relate. Yeah.
That's correct. So now we've got some cross-industry use cases, very versatile use cases. Now, I'm sure that you must be having a certain shopping experience with any of the shopping websites that you're using, right? International, national shopping websites, whichever way you are consuming your, goods and services, you are going to be very acquainted with the thing called shopping experience, right? The problem is sometimes that customers, what do customers do when they do online shopping? So when they are on the mobile phones, they might use a different email ID, or they might use a separate phone number through, different approaches of logging in, right? And, when you go to the store, you might give the same phone number, or you might not give the same number, but maybe the email ID is same. So somewhat, at some places, we somewhat create different email IDs, and somewhere we create different phone numbers. So this way the data is very scattered, right? I am the person. So let's say that I am logging it via Nikita Chandiramani at certain gmail.com, and I have logged into some website where I have to shop. Post that, there's another website. I'm using this different, let's say I'm using the phone number now to log in. But my data, that is demographic data, it remains same. So my judgment, like, whenever they have to judge that this is the same person from a certain place, and, they are constantly watching that particular product. So what will the people at the other end would do? They would rather give me a certain discount because I'm constantly watching a single product. And since I am fetching that kind of detail that when is that product is going to be on the discounted value, so I will get a message that okay, now you can purchase because it is going to be at the discounted value. So this is how the rhythm is being formed right now with the data science. Correct. So the problem is that customer shop online, on mobile, in store, but the data is very cluttered, and it's very scattered. So the data cloud solution is that it unifies the purchase history, browsing behavior, loyalty points, store visits, and it builds a single shopper profile. Okay. And it powers the real-time offers like 10% off on the matching jacket, so on and so forth. Right. So this is how the solutions happen in the data cloud itself. So for example, there's a company, let's say Nike. It uses the data cloud to send the personalized recommendation across the application, website, and emails. And I think now every website does so. They're going to give you the personalized recommendations about the jeans if you have seen any, if you about the t-shirts if you have seen any. So the more data they have, the more personalized they are going to become. This is the agenda, so that you don't feel that you are not connected, you are not very relevant. So this is the agenda to make a person make feel that they are getting the personalized shopping experience. So that's why it becomes very important. Then there is banking and financial services. The problem with this earlier was that I was searching about a thing in the branches. I would go to the branches, then I would use say, the other details in the ATMs, then on the application which is net banking, again different thing. So how would they know that there is a fraud sort of a thing happening? So suppose I was constantly using the data, which is my transactions were limited to $10, $15, $20, round about that. $0 to $100, minimum was 0 and maximum was 100. As soon as there's a transaction of $1,500, they would alert me that there is a huge transaction that has happened and you need to view this transaction, right? So as early as possible, the fraud has been detected, right? So my behavior of transaction was noted down in the data cloud. My behavior, my trait of constantly constantly having a transaction of $10, $15, it was taken into consideration that I'm not going beyond $100, right? And as soon as it's a $1,500 transaction, it is a big thing. So for that reason, I will be getting notified through the alert messages that there has been a problem, there has been a fraudulent transaction, and it could be a fraudulent transaction. So it consolidates the transaction data, login behavior, and support tickets. It detects the unusual activity in the real time, and example, login from the new device. So sometimes you log in Facebook from a same place, but it looks like that you are on a different place. Sometimes the exact demographic location is non-identifiable. So what happens, they notify you, you have not been to this place earlier. Is that you, or should we block the login, right? So I think you must all have seen this approach. And in fact, I think 3 days ago it happened with me that they alerted me that this is a new place that you have logged in, so kindly see the logging in. Okay, so this is how our behavior, our patterns of staying somewhere, they are noted down everywhere. So once your location is on, you are delivering a lot of data to the websites. Then you have that the alerts, this alerts the customer instantly and blocks the suspicious actions. So a bank can instantly notify you if your card is used in another country minutes after you have used it locally. This is just an example, right? So this is the banking and financial sort of a approach. Then you have, of course, our favorite, the food delivery applications, Zomato, Swiggy, and I think there would be other in the international market, of course. So the problem was that you might browse pizza or pasta today and burgers tomorrow, and you order the pizza next week. So there were different actions across devices that were happening, either through the application or through the website. So there was a certain approach that you're constantly watching a certain dish, but you see that there is some surcharge, there is some the wallet is charging more or something like that. So what will happen is, if you're going to chase that particular dish for a longer period of time, there could be a possibility that they would give a 10% discount, maybe exceptionally to you, because you're wanting to buy that. So this is how the user history is being noted down. So it collects your browsing or order history plus payment data. Like, in what range are you paying? So let's say that the order history is maybe $15 to $20. So they would give you an access to those particular restaurants that are within that range. Suppose you're going at a luxury style, or a high, maybe a $200 or $300, where you get this bill. So this is, it's called a high end restaurant and high end hotels. So for that reason, what they're going to do is, suppose that is your payment history, so they're constantly going to throw those kind of dishes plus those kind of restaurants will be suggested. So this all depends on the payment history, and the order history that you have been through, done that kind of a thing. So this unifies into one profile, and then the it powers the personalized suggestion. You might like these new biryani spots, and somewhat, if you have been frequently ordering the pizzas, you will be given the maybe the discounts, or you will be given some suggestions about the best pizza places that are open in the town. Correct. So this is how personalization happens with the unified profiles. And this is where you see that data cloud is used at so many places. Okay. Then comes again one of the basic needs for us, which is entertainment. So which is where we see Netflix, Spotify, and YouTube. So when you log into YouTube and let's say YouTube Music, okay, and you are a travel freak, and let's say that you have, you have played a song. Now, YouTube Music will try to see that, what kind of a song is this? So with that particular way of the song, there is a certain recommendation module that is happening, the recommendation engine that is working behind, wherein it is going to see the approach of this person being in a place of using such kind of music. So they are going to throw up those kind of musics and those kind of songs to you, and then they will actually see that what kind of a person you are. So every time a song that is new song that is being uploaded, so they will suggest you that this is the new song which you might like, because they have created a sort of judgment for you that you are that kind of a person. So this again takes help of data cloud. So it tracks what you watch, what you listen across the phones, laptops, TVs. Everything is actually accessing the data that is your behavior. So it unifies into a single viewing or listening profile. Even if you do not give the name, they will give you an XYZ, and they will see that from this particular IP or this particular application or this particular demographic location, people will see or hear this kind of songs. Okay, so that's why the demographic data is present in the YouTube studio. If you have your channel, you must be seeing the demographic data. So your channel is being watched at so many places. So what all is that? It's the data analytics in the data cloud. Okay. So it suggests the recommended for you based on the unified behavior. It powers the real-time recommendations. If you watched season 1 yesterday, it promotes the season 2 today. That's all for data cloud cycle, which is it sees the user browsing history, the data is collected, the data cloud unifies all that stuff, and then the personalized actions are triggered, right? So now if you go to check out the trailhead, links, you can see what exactly is there in the data cloud. And your first 2 3 modules will be will be done within a short span of time, because you have understood the basics. Now I'll go to how this unified profile is actually created. So all the mechanics behind is going to happen with the identity resolution. So let's dive into the identity resolution in the data cloud. Okay, now so far, if you have any questions, cross questions, you can put, and if not, we will move on to the identity resolution in the data cloud and see the mechanics for it.
Yeah, so far we are good. I don't see any question in the chat. So guys, if you are having any query in your mind, you can just type in the chat. So I will ask at the end. Yeah, I think we
Okay.
can continue.
Now, what is exactly the identity resolution in the data cloud? This would have come in in 2 3 sessions for us. However, I thought that since we are in a flow of understanding how a unified profile is created, this is mandatory to discuss in the overview section of the data cloud. So, identity resolution is the process of recognizing that different data records from different sources actually belong to the same customer. So right now, when I was saying that, you are the same customer, but you have logged in by different details into the same application, then for that reason, you would need a identity resolution to recognize that you are a single person having 5 different ways of logging in. Got it? So you need to have a single customer profile for that reason. And identity resolution is that particular thing which does so. So it is a process within the Salesforce Data Cloud that matches and merges the customer records from multiple sources, which is from the web, mobile, loyalty, email, offline, etc., into a unified customer profile. This allows the companies to see the 360-degree view of each customer instead of scattered, duplicate, or partial records. So we talked about data cloud in which this happens. What does so is identity resolution. This is the feature which does so. So without it, your systems might treat one real person as 3 or 4 different customers. With it, you get one golden profile, which is single source of truth. That's it. How does this work now? So my major, when I was going through this data cloud journey, I found that certain things were not appropriate, as in not up to the mark of telling the holistic approach of data cloud. So from here and there, and from when I was studying, then I had to do a detailed study. So wherever I could get the data from, I did. And the streamlined approach was formed to give you the details about the consultant certification, and hence this is now the transformed content. So how does this work? So data ingestion is the first approach, which is data cloud ingests the customer data from many sources. Second thing, and very important, which is identity matching rules. So the first question that came in my mind was that how is the identity being matched? Like, how would my data cloud know that this is the identity, this is what is going on behind? Like, what is the thing that is going on behind the scenes? So that's what you're going to see now. We are going to use the deterministic approach or the probabilistic approach. For this reason, you will have to go into the totally different dimension of the machine learning algorithm. So I'm going to just give you the superficial way of what exactly it is. Later on, you can decide that if you want to go through the algorithm approach, we can discuss so. But right now, for the data cloud certification, the basic thing that you would require is this. That is two approaches that are there. One is deterministic, one is probabilistic. In the deterministic approach, the exact matches, like same email or same phone numbers, are going to be analyzed. That you might have given the different username, but the email IDs are same across the different sources, or email IDs could be different, but phone numbers given are same. So we are going to analyze from that this is going to be the same person from the same demographic location, which is, let's say, Jaipur, Rajasthan. Okay, now for some reason there's a thing called that maybe the phone number is also different, email IDs are also different. Then we go for the probabilistic approach. We go for addresses. We go for, as I said, we are going to give some numerical confirmation that, okay, this could be the person. So it's probabilistic, means the probability is less, more, whatever it is. That number is going to be given that, okay, this person could be this, and it is 90% sure, but we're not fully sure about it. Right, so that is called the probabilistic approach. And I'm going to make it even more clearer in just coming up with slides. So data cloud identifies which records belong to the same person and then create the list for it. Third is the record creation. Once you have accessed the data, you will create the record. So it merges the attributes into a single golden profile, resolving the conflicts based on the set rules, which is example, CRM email is trusted over the website sign up email. So there's a certain approach or thing given to the CRM email that is more authentic than other website sign up emails. So for that reason, we trust that particular email. Lastly, we have activation. The unified profile can be used across marketing cloud, sales cloud, service cloud, and ad platforms for personalized approach. Okay, so let's dive into the mechanics behind. First process was the data ingestion. The data cloud ingests data from multiple systems. That could be CRM, which is Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, external CRMs. Then marketing platforms like Marketing Cloud, email systems. Commerce platforms like websites, mobile apps, POS. Offline sources like loyalty cards, call centers, spreadsheets. These are the ways or systems from where the data cloud can ingest a lot of data. The data comes in various formats. It could be structured, semi-structured, unstructured. A very holistic approach of structured, semi-structured, and structured has been given in the Data for AI in the associate program. If you do not know this, you can please log on to that. Then comes the identity matching, where I told you that there were two ways. One is deterministic approach, and then there was probabilistic approach. So first approach we are going to look at, that is exact matches. Same email, same phone number, same loyalty ID, or high confidence or rule based. For example, there is disha.sharma123@gmail.com in website. Um, you know, means, for example, that if you are logging in into the sample website, you have got disha.sharma123@gmail.com. But in the CRM, you are actually putting d.sharma@gmail.com. How to differentiate, or how to make it in a similar thing, right? So for this reason, we need to follow an approach that's the deterministic matching, right? So we are going to look for the numbers. If the numbers are also not same, then we will see that, where are you from? Either you are from the Bangalore, or you're from Mumbai. If you are from Bangalore and Mumbai, then these two are totally unrelated profiles. But let's say that it gives you the idea that, you are logging in from Bangalore only and she has logged in from the Bangalore only. Then they can say that, this looks similar. Sometimes, yes, there could be a probability that two unrelated people can be also matched for some reason. These kind of things happen in the technology. But mostly, it's round about 80% to 85% pretty sure that totally related people are going to be set in the unified profile. And, the things are going on still to reach the perfection. So, this is how the first approach was made. Then the second approach was probabilistic, when none of the things match. So uses algorithms to match similar but not identical data. So similar data but not identical. Identical email, no. Identical phone numbers, no. So what we'll do is, name is Disha S and one is Disha Sharma, right? So we kind of will see that, okay, looks similar, and there could be a possibility that Disha S is also Disha Sharma. So what we'll try to do is look for the address. And if it is in the Bandra, Mumbai versus Bandra West, Mumbai, so this will look alike. Okay, so this is how we approach the similarity and create the unified profiles. Third is through confidence scores are assigned. So we assign certain scores to the, to the person, and see that, okay, if the scores are good enough, then we kind of relate them. So confidence scores are assigned and thresholds are set by admins. So these are the two approaches that you should know, probabilistic and deterministic. Third is the identity resolution rules. When multiple sources conflict, Data Cloud applies the rules to decide which data wins. Of course, when two things are similar and hard to decide, what do we do? This becomes a hard conflict. So for that reason, Data Cloud applies some rules. So for example, email in the CRM is disha.sharma@gmail.com, and email in the website is d.sharma123@gmail.com. So the rule that we are going to follow over here is, CRM is more trusted source than website. So CRM email becomes primary, but website email is kept as secondary. So this is where the conflict is sorted. This is one of the rules which is called survivorship rules. Then you have the pre-final step, which is golden profile creation. That is, after the resolution has happened, all the identities, attributes, and events are merged into the golden customer profile. This profile is continuously updated in the real time as new data streams in. Okay, so it is not static, it is dynamic. It constantly upgrades and updates, so that whenever you shop for t-shirts and then you're like, you're done with the shopping, but then again you have a certain inclination towards shopping, so you go back again and now you are wanting to shop the jeans, let's say, right? So you are going to again go there and shop the jeans, and then since you've already logged in, either you're going through Instagram to that particular website, then to definitely they're going to pop up lot many times. You will be followed by the website things, and Instagram does note each and everything. So whenever you're going to buy anything from a certain website, it is going to throw up those particular ads as many times as possible, at least until you have not bought them. Post that, there's no particular thing, but as soon as you are into the trajectory of buying, that is, you go and upgrade that cart, and then you constantly look at that cart, you somewhat abandon it for a while and say that, we're out of the budget right now. But then again, when the budget comes, the first of the month comes, you go and buy the cart as it is. Right. So they constantly ping you, they constantly alert you, and especially one of these websites, shopping websites, they constantly, keep on sending those mails through messages. And do not ever sign up for the cookies, because after that, it is going to never stop. right? So those many notifications we get constantly about the shopping. So, just by any chance you go and visit a jeans, you do that after logging out. So they won't disturb you with that particular product. Okay, so this is where we conclude. So it concludes first identity data, then there is demographic data. So you should know what kind of data do we have. One is identity, that is name, email, phone IDs, uh, phone numbers or IDs. Then there is demographic data, which is age, gender, location. Then behavioral data, which is website visits, app usage, cart activity. Transactional data, which is what type of clothes have you bought, what type of accessories have you bought, if you are interested in the electronics. So, what kind of electronics are you buying? Then returns, subscriptions. So let's say that you are not a good buyer, means your credit score is not good, then they are not going to sell you the credit card. This goes for the credit card companies. They would stop calling you once your credit score is below the marked level, which is I think 750 maybe. So that's what it is. Then you have engagement data, which is email opens, ad clicks, service cases, and all. So these are the types of data that we have. And we were at the pre-final stage. So this is the final, which is unified pipeline. So behind the scenes, Salesforce runs an identity resolution pipeline, which is ingesting and normalizing the raw data, applying the matching rules, assigns a unified profile ID, sometimes called the global party ID, maybe, then applies survivorship rules to merge the fields, and then continuously reprocesses the profiles as the new data pops in. So these are the 5 steps you should remember while you're talking about the identity resolution in the data cloud. So this is not a one-time merge. It's a note that it's a dynamic process, means it constantly upgrades, and whatever upgradation happens, it is reflected in the other clouds as well, which are related to the data cloud. This is my final diagram where we can see that all the flow is been shown, which is data ingestion, identity matching, survivorship rules, golden profile, and activation. Activation is where you can access from various other clouds, sorry. So this was about the data cloud overview session today. Yeah.
So all these things will be covered in the certification exam as well, right?
In the exam, very relevant things from here, because as we are not only making them aware about the certification but also the realistic approach, so they should know the holistic view. So yes, questions from the identity resolution are going to be there, but we will still have to dive in for the exact type of questions. So we still have to study more in the data cloud section about this identity resolution. This is just this superficial approach.
Okay, so anything else apart from this, like you are going to cover?
No, so this was the plan for today. We have just given the introduction. Rest we will discuss in the sessions coming up.
Overview you already covered, and like you already mentioned, like people can follow trailheads because there all the information is available. But
Yes.
if you guys wants to like have a interactive session, so like Skill Horizon is offering one course for that, Agent Force and Data Cloud. So if you go to the description of this stream, you will find more details about Skill Horizon. You can reach out to us, and then we'll be helping you to solve all of your problems related to Data Cloud and Agent Force. So this was an overview, and in the same series, if you go in the beginning and you watch episode 1 and 2, so you will get to know a little bit about Agent Force. Okay, and yeah, this is it for today. So thank you so much for sharing all the knowledge, and any last minute advice if you want to give, like I know lots of people are already in Salesforce. They are working as an admin, QA, BA, developer, project manager, architect. So what do you think? Uh, is this Agent Force and Data Cloud is relevant for all the roles, or it is specific to particular role?
No, it is when you are in the, especially, in this era where everything is about data, right? I think data cloud is one of the, one of the things which is, again, a prominent thing that you should be having an idea of, because data analytics, data cloud, all of these things are going to be playing a major factor in your upgradation anyway, right? So if you want to upskill yourself, you should know the data cloud, in today's era where we're having so much of job insecurity, and we are seeing the layoffs every day. So this is, agent force combined with the data cloud is going to be a major, and I think very important for you all to approach. So be it your individualistic approach, or you would want to join us in, in the holistic approach, whichever way it is good enough. But all I would just say is, be focused, and kind of just learn it, not only for the certification, but also see the real life approaches where exactly, you can observe the users of the data cloud, and then you can obviously consult any of us for either of, the things. If you want to do it by yourself and you want a little help, or you would want to join us, on board with us, you can again connect with both of us. We are happy to help in any manner we can. Thank
Yep.
you.
Yeah, thank you for sharing all the details. And I would also I will also second that, whatever knowledge right now you are having, and on top of that, if you are not knowing what is happening in Agent Force and Data Cloud, so I think you won't be able to understand the complete circle of Salesforce, like how everything is connected. So this particular Agent Force and Data Cloud modules are very important for everybody, those who are in Salesforce ecosystem. Okay, so with this note, we take your leave, and we'll be having another sessions this week. I already shared the complete plan on LinkedIn and other social media platforms. And if you go to YouTube Live, so you will be seeing upcoming sessions. So their date and time are already scheduled, so that you can plan accordingly. Okay, so this is it for today. Thank you everybody for watching the session live, or if you're watching the recording. And thank you, Nikita, for sharing all the knowledge and explaining things in very easy, and putting all the examples so that people can understand everything about data cloud in brief.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, sir.
Okay, thank you. Bye, everyone.